And welcome everyone to another OSR Tabletop with myself, GM Bloodworth. And tonight I am joined by Agile Monk and Michael. I'm going to let them introduce themselves really quick, and then we're going to get right into this presentation. So I'll start with Michael since he's up on top. So go right ahead, Michael.
Hey, Michael here. I'm the author of the Consortiums book, one of the two books that we're putting together in our Kickstarter that we're here to introduce today. And I'm really excited to talk about world building and helping narrators, story writers, and GMs alike write more cohesive worlds.
Cool. And then Agile Monk, go right ahead.
Thanks, Richard. I appreciate it. It's always good to be over here. A favorite channel of mine, as you know. I've actually been a member and supporting fan for quite some time. So, yes. Oh, hey, my air trumpet's on. Hey, my air trumpet, how you doing? Thanks for the supporting membership for Richard. Yeah, I'm Agile Monk, and I'm one of the team members over at Fantasy Companion Workshops, and we've got an up-and-coming Kickstarter to release 2 books. And my job in there is I do a lot of different parts. I do the business side. I do help support the project management, the coordination, the collaboration. Plus, I've written part of one of the books and been involved in it, as well as edited and been the overarching kind of the director of madness. But I like to refer to myself as just the servant leader for the team. And my job is to try to keep blockers and problems away from the team so that all of the creative talent we brought together can actually do what they do well, and that is make cool stuff for you.
Yeah, it's really great to have you both on here, and yeah, we've been interacting with each other for quite some time now, and as some people are saying, Agile Monk, I've never seen him around. You are everywhere. It's like you're on so many different streams that we all share, and it's like we are part of the I would say the same social network of both YouTube channels and then just I can't wait for the day that we actually can all come together in person and sit down and have a beer and get some gaming going on and whatnot. So hopefully one day we'll all get to the same convention, and that would be really awesome. So on that note, are there any conventions in your near future? Both of you.
So right now, without getting into some personal things, but I'm doing some recovery from a pretty serious injury accident that. So I'm still on restricted duty, as they might say. So I have certain restrictions on traveling so far and doing things. So it's unfortunately been a bummer because it means I can't go do certain things. So everything's primarily online and the like. But what I will say is we do want to start doing that. I mean, we have some favorites. I've been, as you know, Richard, I've been basically this April will be 52 years game mastering, DMing, and 50 years of playing. So I've been around a while and been in the conventions, and I'm hoping to get back into some. I really want to get back like to Gary Con. I want to get to, how well Paige is done. I want to do that. And, there's a couple key ones out there I'd like to go to. And Michael, last couple of years, he's been out to Gen Con and did some different things and, and been out there seeing what's going on out there. And I think our goal will be to try to create presence and go to our nearest conventions, save for certain ones I just want to go to because they're important to me.
Yeah, and Michael, pretty much the same thing.
Pretty much same answer. Yeah, definitely loving the Gen Con scene still, but as Agile said, Paige would really love a chance to go at some point.
Yeah, we're leaving Gen Con to the younger guy, Michael. Because he's not quite 40, so he's still got it in him. I'm just Gen Con is so busy. It's overwhelming.
It's the artwork stalls. That's what does it for me there. Seeing some artists bring their modified prints and whatnot, they're astounding.
Yeah, that's it's one of my most favorite things to do is to get out to conventions, and I'm a big fan of the local conventions and the which for me local is if it's within 4 hours drive, that's local. And but
That's
I like
awesome.
smaller cons as opposed to big cons. And so Gen Con is something that was in my past. Gen Con 18 was probably the
Oh
last
yeah.
I'll ever go to. And in like 2015, I did Comic Con in New York City at the Javits Center,
Oh cool. Yeah.
which is like 60,000 people in the
Just,
day.
just say that's
One
not a
day,
small
not
gig.
just I
Yeah.
mean, just
That's yeah.
crazy. And
Yeah.
yeah,
That's like Comic Con in San Diego. It's the same way. It's insane. So
I just don't have that in me
well,
anymore.
well what's
It's like
what's the other good reason for me in Gen Con is because I have a problem. It's called I love both TTRPGs, board games, and miniatures.
and they do
So
everything. Yeah.
I have the trifecta of addiction.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
The wallet screams.
I can't afford to go to Gen Con anymore because for fear.
Yeah.
Well, and you run into cute things like this. You're just like,
Yes.
oh yes, this will be great.
Yeah.
And the problem is after a while, you're doing the shopping mall number, and you're like, oh no, I got to go back to the room.
So anyway, but yeah, I mean, I get it. It's such a joy to go to a convention and to see so many different like new games that are coming out, and then you meet all the people that you not just see online or whatever, but you see the people like the Frank Metzners and the Alan
Yep.
Hammocks and Jeb Cook and
Yep.
to play in their games because I played in all
Okay.
of their games
Yeah.
and.
Yep.
It's just a phenomenal experience, and then to meet the people that are publishers, like all the guys from Trollord Games, except for Davis. I haven't met Davis yet,
Oh, you
but
haven't met Davis yet?
no, I haven't met Davis yet. But I
He's
met,
the real he's the real Indiana Jones,
he's the real Indiana Jones. So I played in Chuck's game. I had many conversations with Steven, and I've had Steven on the channel a number of times. I met Jason Vey, at Page
Yep.
2. So yeah, Page is a great convention. If you're going to Page sometime, in the next, 2 years or so, reach out to me. Let me know, and I will make sure to put that on. Despite the incredibly bad weather in
Yes.
in mid-January in the Northeast, because it snowed every snowstorm every single Page weekend.
Of course it does. Well, but Chuck's fun to play with. Chuck is just hilarious.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about Steven, and this is a pattern, I always warn people, I said, when you play with Steven Chenault, I guarantee no matter what happens, you will run into some kind of water blocker, some kind of water event, whether it's a river, a lake, a stream, or something, because his favorite thing is death by water. I'm telling you, he's hilarious. So anyway,
well, he's not a Navy man; he's an Army man, so I can.
Yeah, he is another Army man. That's right. So how would you like to get started tonight, Richard?
Yes. So do you want to jump right to the video intro of it, or do you want to go to the Kickstarter page?
Yeah, why don't you show the video just to give some people some eye candy to look at here?
All right, so I'm going to switch us off to the video, and everyone just give this a nice look, and then I'll get back to your comments in a few seconds, everyone. So here we go, and let me go here, and I am going to hit play.
Introducing Wondrous and Dangerous Consortiums and the Xendria World Setting and Lore Guide. What is Xendria? Xendria is a world of conflict, and Xendria is a world of peace. A place of magic, of progress, and of loss. Delve deep into the lore and uncover the secrets that lie beneath. Xendria is a place where good meets evil. In this living world where old and new fantasy collide, the right choice isn't always clear. How will your choices change the landscape? Turn the page and tell your story. It's your world now. The Xendria World Setting and Lore Guide, supporting West Marches and Sandbox games. Wondrous and Dangerous Consortiums. Consortiums are the lifeblood of any thriving world, serving as the beating heart of societies shaped by vision and necessity. The ultimate toolkit for serious storytellers and game masters. Coalitions, cults, factions, guilds, mercenary companies, orders, and secret societies. Discover how to create consortiums that are not just background props in your stories, but central figures. Say goodbye to bland NPCs. Create unforgettable experiences beyond the table. Engage your players deeply with narrative-rich adventures that allow them to explore the intricate workings of the consortiums and their impact on your world. Ready to play adventures for each consortium complete with battle maps, character art, intriguing NPCs, mysteries and puzzles, immersive scene descriptions, dark secrets, and moral dilemmas. Unlock the secrets to living worlds and continuous conflict with Wondrous and Dangerous Consortiums and the Xendria World Setting and Lore Guide.
Okay, and there we have it. So I'm going to switch back over here. Ooh, let's not give anybody else our advertisements in there. That's one thing about YouTube. It's like, boom, you didn't know what you were going to see on there. But anyway, yeah, that's really awesome. It sounds so cool. I'm going to go to the page now and make sure that we do that correctly. So let's see. Let me get rid of this. And now I just have that page, so I can't bring up the wrong.
So for those who are listening, it's Richard's going to the pre-launch page. It's something done before the Kickstarter. I'm sure many of you know, where you can sign up to follow. But the other benefit of it's something we can use to test different things too and see how people like it. So which is great. So this is a current version. We've been working with Kickstarter and Asher, who heads up games there, and different ideas and concepts they think would look well and help tell the story well. So, all right. So why don't we do this real quick? Why don't, as you're pulling that up, Michael, why don't you give the elevator pitch on what Consortiums is, what that book is?
Absolutely. So Consortiums is conceived as taking many of those splat books and idea books and those little quick, handy dandy, on the fly GM generation tools that we saw once upon a time in the early OGL days from small publishers just trying to get out onto the scene and saying, hey, you need a cult for your adventure really quick, or your campaign. Here, roll a couple of D10s and here's some ideas. I remember seeing those when I was so much younger and saying, wow, this is really neat, but I feel like you could do better. And it turns out with a little more than a lot of research, you can. What I've taken is reading of almanacs, reading of just historical documents, looking at other fantasy literature, and seeing some of the parts of that make it truly memorable. And that's the feeling that you're not looking into a flat-faced cardboard cutout object with only 2 dimensions, instead going deeper onto the topic and trying to understand what is a consortium. And that is an institution, an organization. And we have categorized 7 different main types of them. And what we do is throughout the book, we help people describe all of those elements that can be introduced into your game world, your story. It can be for a book, lore and history for whatever system which you're playing, because it's written to be system agnostic and be applicable everywhere. And our goal in design there is help you have the toolkit so you can go and do your own writing, do your own publication, and really help explore that and help give back to that community of people who really want to enhance their games. And thank you, Agile, for what you posted in the chat. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm sure most of my subscribers and others passing through here know what OSR is, but what is NSR games?
So NSR is really what they call the new. It's really the word N. So new SR. Okay. But let's be clear, because it's a great question, and I think it's important because depending on where you fall on this topic, when the OGL happened and we had that big debacle, okay, between everything from the COVID to, gaming picking up because people were home, then the OGL and the fear of what WotC was doing and what they could do, a number of things happened. We saw a lot of people decide to come out and produce their own games. We saw, oh yeah, we're gonna, Shadow Dark. We had Shadow Dark. We had Dagger Heart. We had Draw Steel. We had DC-20 coming out with their system. We had all these different entities coming out there and saying, hey, we want to bring back some of the old and the new. We want to be able to cross over and be what you probably heard the term 5e adjacent, meaning
Yes.
How can we be 5e adjacent where you can easily move into our world, but you're not bogged down with that or bogged down with some of the complexities of like Pathfinder. We're looking to make the rules a little lighter and easier, but still have the feeling of old style gaming, but yet still the newer approaches. And Shadow Dark is a perfect example of what I consider NSR. It's very 5e adjacent. It's built like 5e, but it's definitely got the old school feel and the like. And Kelsey and her wife, Jessie have done a phenomenal job, and they hit the right time in the market. Plus, she had such great talent and skills that she brought to the table when she created it, because she'd been doing 5e and she started out in second edition AD&D, and she'd been around, so she saw it. So she said, "Hey, I want to build what makes me happy," and guess what? It's now making a lot of people happy. So
it's a phenomenal game system. I absolutely love running it at conventions.
Easy to pick up too.
The first time I played it and ran it was at a convention. So that's how easy it is to just throw yourself into. You would think I'm throwing myself into the deep end of the pool, but it is just such an easy system to run and to bring people onto it, for them to understand it right away. And
the font is a good size on that book.
Yes, exactly.
For us older people, it's a great font size and but very clean layout and everything like that. I mean, it is just a phenomenal piece of work.
Yeah.
So
let me cover. Hold on. One thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Rich. I just want to make this point. The other example we use, and it's really important to make this example when we're talking this OSR, NSR, is Castles and Crusades.
Yes.
And so I like to bring it up because not only do we partner and we create for Troll Lord Games, we work with them, but as a key partner. But the thing is, with Castles and Crusades, we saw an evolution of that product from 2004 to current, where as it evolved, it was really what Gary Gygax wanted to be, what he would have had be his third edition. Okay. And so with that, we see that product having that true D&D adjacent concept, but at the same time, having with the Siege engine, better mechanics, simpler mechanics, approaches. So which is kind of part of the NSR model. So when you look at Cast Crusades, you get a great example, just like Shadow Dark, of bringing old school together with new school concepts of simpler and lighter and merging them. And so to us, those are two perfect examples of games that we're supporting. And as we get further into this discussion tonight, we'll talk about all the stuff we do and create regarding those two game systems, along with a few others. Excuse me. Go ahead.
All right. So let's go on to the Kickstarter, pre-page for the Kickstarter. And let me see how to bring us here. And all right, interesting. I'm trying to. Oh, I know how to do that. So I am just going to share screen. And there we go. So we're going to share screen here, and I'm going to shift us over to this one so that we're not overlapping. So here is the Kickstarter pre-page, and or what I'll call the
pre-launch. Yeah,
pre-launch.
Yeah. Let me just make sure. Let me close my Discord so that I don't accidentally open up something that's not what I'm looking for. All right, so here now we're showing it.
Okay.
So here you go. So it's Wondrous and Dangerous Consortiums and Xendria World Lore Book. All
Right.
right.
So but read the subsection there too, just a little
A
subheading there.
collection of wisdom, tools, and well-crafted consortiums, and a world setting and lore guide for Sandbox and West Marches campaigns. So you basically have two of the you have basically two of the some of the oldest forms of gameplay that you find in West Marches campaigns, and you have Sandbox, which has a
Right.
connection more so to the modern,
Open world.
modern
Yeah.
era. It's like
Yeah.
including including like not just tabletop RPGs, but you find the terminology of sandbox used in massively multiplayer games, on computers and whatnot as well.
Indeed.
Exactly. That
Yep.
open world, you know.
Yes.
So as you scroll up here, obviously you keep scrolling. Yeah, please do.
All right.
Move it up to welcome companion. So yeah, just first off, come up there and you can see one of the things just to bring that home is that um, I don't know, depending on how you play, one of the things GMs have and find and have challenges with is that you can buy adventures, you can buy prepaid things, but everybody wants a world. Everybody needs a world to play in. But
Right.
at the same time, you want a world that doesn't dictate to you, but guides you, gives you the supporting mechanisms you need to have that either open world, or if you want to do true sandbox, you can do. I mean, excuse me, true West Marches. You can do that. You can have multiple people and GMs, working in there and operating and running games. You want to be able to have that flexibility, and you want to be able to do it where you control it instead of the book or the world controlling you. So,
Right.
with way we approached it was we did a couple things. The world setting was designed to let the GM and the players take charge of it and control it to the extent that when you look at the world book, it's set up, and we'll talk about a piece of art here that kind of helps explain it on the book cover in a minute. But we set up where if you want to run a game where your players are all running quote evil characters and the bad guys, and you want to go destroy the world and and all the goody goods, or you want to run a heroes who want to go out there and destroy the evil and take it over. This book actually allows either one because it's equally balanced with balanced is a funny word, but with good and evil in it, and you can go each way. So it's not dictating. You have that flexibility to make it go that way. So you can actually, which if you know some worlds, you can't really do that because it only sets up the bad guys as a small piece of it, to where they don't have a lot of flexibility to create that side. So then there's more burden on the GM, where when the GM comes into this book and looks at it, he's going to see that he's got all the deities, he's got all the stuff, he's got everything from the scouring to the plagues to then all the good stuff. He's got a mix. He can drop anywhere he wants into, and he can actually drop his own stuff in there and make it work. And as we talk more about that and get into the cities and such, we'll show you some examples of that. But here's the two book covers, and here's something I do want to share. The Consortiums book is complete. It's already been designed and layout. Matter of fact, it only has to have the final licensing and ticks and ties of the disclaimers and all that added to it, and the final thank yous, and then basically it's ready for print. Xendria is literally at the final edits and going into layout design, because the fact is both of these books will literally be ready and done from a preparation and ready to go to printers by the time our Kickstarter starts. So the fact is, they will be ready to go. There will be no, oh, now we're going to go do it. No, they're done. And that's something I want to really get into in this thing tonight, is realize you're not waiting. It's there. We're going to be able to deliver quickly. Matter of fact, we're going to be hopefully delivering within 6 months all the different stuff we want to provide. And just like our Kickstarter, even on the pricing of it, because we've done all the work, paid all the artists, done everything, did it all out of our own pockets and efforts and style, and went high quality. The Kickstarter money is really just to go get everything printed, because we've done that much with it up front. So we've taken a real honest approach of being very transparent. This is done. It's ready. You don't have to worry that now we're taking your money and going to go build something. We have done that work, and our goal is to deliver this, do very well with it, we hope, And then from that, take market feedback from the people, the customers, the players, the GMs, and say, now, here's some of our ideas we want to do next. What would you like to see us do next in this world and in this process? So, Michael, do you want to add on to that?
I think that covers that topic pretty well, and segues nicely
right.
into you talking about what each of the books is intended to do and what they bring.
All right, so yeah, I'll just go, so what is, and we'll start with this one, and I'll go nice and slow through the whole thing. So it is approximately 200 pages of carefully curated content to provide depth of study and novelty for use in your world building, an in-depth system and tool set for creating your own consortiums. So we go here, the 4 pillars to help you shape the foundations of your organization. 7 articulately, sorry, it's been a long day too. 7 articulately defined types of consortiums to help categorize the powers that be. Over 30 dimensions to help cement the boundaries and elements. 19 highly detailed tables providing clear ways to differentiate your institutes. 14 examples of consortiums.
Some of them do extortion, but yeah.
Yes, yeah, definitely. I'm in my thieves guild, mindset right now. So
it's like I'm already crafting
and ready to use in your world, or help you create your own ideas. All right, and then we go to what's in a consortium. Each consortium is fully realized organization of one of several recognizable types. And so here we have the 7 that you were talking about. Let me see if I can just shrink this down a tiny bit so I get the full thing on one page. So, oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Why didn't it do that here? It should have been page down. Oh no, it doesn't do that. Sorry. Never mind. So you have coalitions, cults, factions, guilds, mercenary companies, orders, and secret societies. The features are multi-system, so stat blocks, faction reputations, and more, all compatible with 5e, OSR, and NSR games. Player-driven outcomes, sandbox and West Marches tools, new adventure mechanics. You can craft your own, so 30 plus pages with examples, details, and lists necessary to craft your own beautiful breathing consortiums. 100 pages of highly detailed, carefully written, and considered consortiums. So you have...
It's actually 60 and 130 now.
Okay. Yeah. So this is one. So it's going to keep on expanding, I guess, for a while.
Well, it's finished now. It's finished now. What happened is that we just we had it broken up a little bit more, but we decided to consolidate after getting some reviews. It used to be 30 of this, but now it's really 60 plus, because there's a lot of tables and things to do it. But yeah, since it's all done now, it's 60 plus, and then the other 100 plus. But like I said, it's a 200 plus page book, and yeah.
All right. So the 4 pillars of consortiums is history, structure, culture, and relationships. And we'll scroll down. Everyone, you're going to get a link to go take a look at this at some point, right? Or is that going to be?
Yep.
Yes.
The pre-launch page. Yep.
So if you wouldn't mind slowing down on that animation, right, that was underneath this section.
Yes.
Just so people can see, that is actually an animated flip book of the book in its layout, in all of its pages. So you can get a see the layout is there, as Agile mentioned earlier. The artwork is there, the text is there and ready to go. You can see it. It's publication ready.
Yes. Now these appear to be soft cover. They're only soft cover. Or are they going to be?
No, they're soft cover and hard cover. Okay. So we used different examples. So in one place you'll see a hard cover, once you'll see a soft cover. But yes, but in the Kickstarter you'll see options for getting them in either soft cover or hard cover.
Okay, great.
And all of our printing is being done here in the United States. Mm-hmm. So there's no overseas. There's nothing like that. It's all and it's all done through, ironically, We're a made in the USA company. We're a veteran-owned business. We have just disabled veterans and the like here, and we work. And both of our printers and partners are actually veteran businesses too.
Yes.
So yeah, we're really proud of that because we do a lot in the community to help support teen hobby groups and veteran and military groups that play TTRPGs as a form of mental health and just well-being. So yep.
I love the art. I mean, I gotta say, I mean, the art just stands out. It has a very, has almost like a Savage Sword of Conan kind of quality to it. It's, just color art, but it's just.
What is once again, you're going to see a mix of what we did. We brought that OSR and NSR look. So when you look at the variable aspects of the artwork, you're going to see that specifically because we have master level artists that are well known. One of them is Rick Hershey, who's very well known in the hobby industry. He's created for everybody. I mean, out there, and we've done the same thing like that. We found very key partners that are part of our freelance team or part of our team or partners, and we've worked with them to create the best of the best, right down to professional editing from TTRPG editors. That's all they do. They work for all the big companies and do edits. They're on our team, and and some of the writers and the like. So the nice thing is we've brought a group of some of the best people out there that I've loved their work and brought it to what we're doing so that we could deliver the best possible solution for the hobby.
Okay, so what is Xendria? So we're going to go and take a look
Xendria,
at
that's
Xendria
the world.
now.
Yes. Yep.
Xendria,
Yeah.
Xendria.
Yep.
So world setting and lore guide, hegemonic fantasy setting.
Yeah, that's why there's that monster there is one of the unique monsters that you'll see in the adventures. Because what happens is you get the consortium book and you get the world book. And I want to talk more about the world book, but like I said, they both provide teaching and charts and elements and things to help you. But we also have some unique artwork that are in the adventures, because one of the things we'll share here with you is that when you get these books, depending what level you get first off, if you subscribe, or if you pledge in the first 48 hours or 72 hours, 48?
72 hours.
Yeah, 72 hours. Thank you, Michael. You get a free 60-page adventure that's statted out for all these different game systems, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. So meaning you get it so you can actually play the adventure in Shadow Dark, Castle Crusades, 5e, Nimble. It's really cool what we've done with that. So that you get multiple compatibility and multiple adventures then with the world. But that piece of art is one of the unique monsters we have out there that was designed by Eli. She couldn't be here tonight. She's away dealing with some family things. But we've had a lot of people come back and say that monster just scares the bejeebus out of them. But it actually is a real scary kind of old school, like death by monster. So if you keep going down, okay, you can just keep scrolling down through this. There's underground settlements. Keep going. There's out there like this piece of artwork is actually in the Sanguine Peaks, where we see two different sides fighting against each other with the dragons, because the Sanguine Peaks are lava-based mountains. So it's a beautiful piece of artwork. In the book you'll see the full image too, which looks really great. So then let's start rolling down. Now right here, just scroll up a little bit. One of the things we did is with the world book, you get this world map, which we've given you, I think, a copy to show. But in the Xendria world, we've literally provide you with 30 of the cities, along with space for you to do your own stuff. 30 cities, towns, what have you. And within those, we provide you a detailed 4 to 8K map of every city, town, which and what we do is you get them in the book, but then you get the digital files that you can use for yourself, and you can blow them up to the finest of detail, which we can demonstrate here in a minute with you. And here's the other part. With every one of those cities, you get 5 versions of the map to cover different times of year and looks that it might have. So you can use the appropriate look to that map that you want. So in essence, you're going to get 150 digital maps at this 8K level. We'll let you blow up down to the most I mean, perfect detail right down to the bush. Okay. So
that's gonna be incredible for for VTTs and just
Yes,
uploading your maps onto the onto your own game sessions and everything, and with that kind of level of detail that you can bring up is going to be phenomenal. Because as somebody who runs like all of my games, I'm running primarily on the VTTs, and really the most simple of them, and I import a lot of my own, graphics and maps and things like that, and
sure.
to have ones that you can go into greater detail without,
yep.
without it getting too blurry or whatnot is just incredible. So yeah, that's a lot of maps,
And
and
Agile,
that's
if I
something
can,
that you can
Well,
use
yeah,
over and
Michael.
over again as well.
Yeah, Michael, why don't you jump in and yeah, jump in
thank
there
you.
because
So to add to this, part of as an additional pieces to the offering, on top of the books, will be the option for the adventures, and the adventures tie in both the Consortiums book and the Xendria book together. Each adventure examines one of the consortiums in the Consortiums book
Okay.
and puts it into contextualizes it into an adventure to introduce it, whether it as a potential ally, a potential enemy, or indeterminate. And then it is also tied to the Xendria World Book, where you can say, "Oh, well, they're here. They're starting there. Perfect. Thank you for reaching the map."
Yeah.
Right in the middle is that big mountain peak there, in almost in the dead center of the map, Cathedral. You could have your players starting there, and you can look through the adventure options and see what already brings them into that area, and you can use that in order to get practice introducing organizations and institutions to your players and having them feel like they can actually interact with them, gain benefits, make friends, learn new skills, trades, whatever, what have you. And the way we're helping make this work even better is when you get those adventures, as Agile mentioned earlier, there will be the adventure, which is solely written as the narrative and the individual rooms and the collection of maps that are needed for it. But then separately, there will be playbooks for each of the systems that we are supporting as a separate book for ease of GM use, for ease of review, where it can be printed out only the information for the system you want to run without having to read other things. There's no translation required. You can just run it straight from that book. And then to top it all off, we're actually planning to include VTT support so that you'll be able to say, just bump this up into Foundry and what with that package, and all of your individual maps, all of your individual tokens, all of the character art will already just be there ready to go for you without you having to configure it ahead of time.
Right. I'm just going to test out something real quick here and see if, yeah, I
yeah,
can get our little images, because sometimes, and I just realized that I can scroll and expand the view right here from the presentation. So that's
Oh,
even
great.
better. Um,
Great.
This is a really good piece of art because I
Oh,
want to
fun.
bring up something. The way the world was set up is that there's also these portals that have opened up. So for all those who have games that want to move from different worlds and planes, we have that's built in with these portals and locations, because the way the world's built is we've got other stuff that's been in the works. I mean, this took about 2.5 years of work, but we've got another big world that's been 4 years in the making. Plus, there's other worlds that you might want to, whether it's something for Forgotten Realms or something you want to use elsewhere, and let you move and give the game master obvious ways to move between their worlds and any other worlds they may be operating in. So,
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because that allows you to, I mean, you can bring in different groups of players into the same place, and have them go, have them be in their own spots and everything like that. So yeah, it's a great way to create long lasting campaigns as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just really impressed with the artwork. I mean, the artwork is very, very good.
yeah, we wanted the artwork to inspire people
Mhm.
as much as possible, so that because that's the thing. I mean, you know, good words, good art, good view, good thoughts, and really let people build off of it. So one of the things I'd like to bring up now, as you kind of as you move down here a little bit more on this, just to see where you are. So let's look at that. Let's look at the book here real quick. That's the Xendria book cover. So that's a hardbound look. But so notice the caption here. There's this young expiring knight. Basically,
Squire
knight.
page.
Yeah, squire. If you want to call it, who's got his sword here, and he's looking over at the dark, burning world
Yes.
of what evil's trying to do, and he wants to go fight evil. Where the evil guy's crossing over from the dark side and going to the nice, pretty world because he wants to destroy the good. And so
Right.
the sword acts as the divider
Yes.
between the good and the dark. And this was a concept that Rick Hershey and I worked together. And I just love it because I think it gives great imagery, because the whole point is Xendria is a world, where good and evil are in constant conflict. Because it is living and breathing, and that's the concept we want to enforce here. So, yeah. So, do you think? I mean, I could try to show one of these maps and present it, or do you have one of the maps that we sent you? Do you want to bring up, Richard?
Yeah, let's see. Because I closed out my Discord. So why
Well,
don't
I
you
can.
link it in the private chat, and then I can open it up from there.
Oh, okay. Hold on then. One
That might be
second
the
here.
better way, because like I said, I closed out my Discord because I didn't want to open up Discord by accident.
No, okay, hold on a second.
So I'm going to stop sharing this. I'll
Okay.
shift this over to a
Yeah.
different page for now.
So you want me to drop it
sharing.
into? Do you want me to drop it into the private chat, like
Yeah,
said?
into
So
the private chat, because then I can
Mhm.
link it directly from there. It'll bring it up onto my other.
Oh, perfect. Okay, one
And then
second
I can
then.
just tab it in.
Yep, I will do that. I will find a way to make that happen. 1 second. Okay, let's do this. Let's see here. Let's use this one. Let's see if that works or not. I'm not sure. Hold on.
To kind of continue that line of thinking, we are super proud of
Oh,
the variety of artists with whom we got a chance to work for this. We had several map artists, several monster artists, and then of course a few different cover artists, and then in-book artists, with people like Rick Hershey being extremely prominent throughout the work.
I tried that. I'm not sure if it's
Yeah.
working right though.
Let me try and see if it comes up.
Yeah,
No,
it's
that didn't come up.
Yeah, it just seems to only work with links.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Oh, you closed your Discord though, so
I can reopen my Discord.
yeah, because that might be easiest, because I can just resend a couple over to have you look at here.
Yeah.
Here's
I'm
one.
back in the Discord now, so I can.
Okay, here's one, and then I'm going to give you another one here too that we can use. And yeah, because you'll definitely, I can't wait to see what these look like when you blow them up. It'll blow your mind. So,
Yeah.
yep. Let me go to, let's see here. Okay, let's see.
All right, so let's see. All right, let me test this out, and let me close that. I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to share, and then I want to window. There we go. So there, everyone, you should be looking at the same thing now. I'm sharing this, and this is the expansion that that Agile Monk was talking about, and I'm sure you could probably get it even tighter than that.
Yeah, you actually, I know it's actually an issue with Restream. Restream won't show that high a look.
Right.
But imagine, I mean, on my screen right here, I can blow it up all the way down to the boat or the house or the bush.
Right.
I mean, and it will be crystal clear.
Yes.
Except it's just a limitation of Restream, but it's
yes. But yeah, you can see. I mean, look how detailed this map is, and it goes even more detailed than this. That's pretty. That's pretty impressive.
Try the other one too. I think you'll get a kick out of it.
Let's stop sharing that one, and I'll go back and let's see. Oh, I gotta close it here. Oh, here's the other one. All right, and then I will go back here, and let's go back to share, and there's the other one. And I can expand. Oh yeah, there you go.
So I
Now you
mean,
can see, and again,
yeah,
it goes even tighter than this, correct? It
yeah,
goes even
right.
more.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That's nothing but and so what's nice about this when you blow out the city, this is the city of Shahrazad. It's a very large one, but it has a lot of Venice-like capabilities because it goes
Mm,
inside the land, outside of the jungle and forest, and it's got all these waterways that they've constructed and built and advanced on, along with the water around it. So it's a really, really unique city.
yeah.
Uh, so, I mean, I think GM's players alike will find it very intriguing with what they can do with this.
Okay, and we will stop sharing that one. I'll close that
And
out.
then, and you still have it over there, Richard. You might want to. Another thing you might want to call up because it's something we should call out is if you go back in your stuff there. Let's see here. I'm going to grab. There was a thing called. Scroll up in your Discord called Zen Players Guide. I want to have you call that up, and then we'll have you
Yes,
call
I
up.
got it.
Okay, yeah.
So I
Let,
will
let,
bring that up, and yes, I'll bring that whole thing up there as
and
soon as.
then we'll do the read ahead and show people what's
Okay,
actually inside of the Consortiums book next after that,
all right. Let's see if.
as we flood people with information. So
Oh,
yeah,
is this a? Is
it's
this just the cover or?
yeah, it's a cover. It's
Oh,
just the
it's just
cover.
the cover.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just the cover so they can see the art. We can talk about it because I want to.
Okay. So
So
let's.
this is something we consider special. I'll tell you why. So once you get it up there, um, so we're giving what we're
Here we
doing
go.
is we've not only do we have the world guide, but as you can see by this image, we have a player's guide. And here's what we're doing, depending on where you pledge again, you will get a free PDF copy of the player's guide for you to use with your players. But here's the best part. We're also going to give you the master Word document for the player's guide so that if you, the GM, want to go in, you can go in and edit anything you want in that document, add your own stuff to it, whatever you want, to make it even more suitable for your world and what you're doing, that you can then turn around and package up and hand off to your players. And all that's being included. You're getting a whole book that we've created for free. We've also got some other things with our partners we're giving away. We're giving away the basically a book from Trollard Games called Engineering Towns. It's a whole
Mhm.
book on how to create towns and what goes into them to go along with what we teach inside the World Book. Because in the World Book, we also have very large definitive chapters on how to run sandbox games, all the different ways to do it, what are hex crawls, point crawls, and we have a complete chapter on West Marches going back in time of how they work, how they operate, how to do them, how to do it. And then we tie it to examples in the world and the maps too. But both of those literally teach GMs how to get the most out of an open world sandbox and how to get the most out of running a West Marches. So you can do back in the day like I did, where I had 50 players in West March games, but we had who all had multiple different players and they could show up at different times, and we kept that live one-to-one timing on it. So yes, I think it's a beautiful piece of artwork on the player's guide.
Oh, yes, it
But
is.
once again, you're getting this as just more added value to help
Yeah.
make it better for the GM and the players.
Yeah, what I'm really impressed with is, the fact that, I mean, you keep on mentioning it, but I think it needs to be, put out there very, very specifically. This is a toolkit as well. So,
Yes.
and that's a huge, huge difference a lot of times from like other guides or whatever, because yeah, they might give you some charts or here or there and rollable charts and whatnot. But this is really taking that next step towards it being a genuine toolkit where, like you said, I mean, I've never heard of anyone getting the document to actually go in and alter it, and then you can hand that out to your players. So really make it your own.
Yes.
No one's ever
Well,
done that before,
well,
not in
well
my experience at all.
what if we throw an extra surprise in then? What if we tell you that everything we create under our license is all open to anybody. So you can take all of our maps, all of our books, all the information you get. You can go create all your own spin-offs of it, create them, and if you want it, it's good enough, we can help you publish it, or you can do it on your own, and you can do it all for free. You pay us nothing. All you have to do is give us attribution, because we
That's it.
want other creators to build off this world and do things and create things and be able to make a little money for themselves. Because in our mind, we're all about helping indie creators create and grow the hobby. And that's why
Yes.
in our licensing agreement, it says everybody can do this, but we do have one stipulation in there. It says that if you are a large corporate company out there, you may not take our information and consume it in your LLMs or use it for your stuff. You know,
Yeah,
because we are a no AI company, no AI writing, no AI artwork, nothing. It's all done the old fashioned way. Real humans getting paid to do great work to help bring the hobby to life.
And lowering the barriers to entry for everyone else to participate as well.
right. Yeah,
So
that's really incredible. It's it
Thank you.
is such a great service to the hobby as a whole, and the fact that you're looking to bridge the gap between old school and new, and
Fun.
bring that forward with all of the other elements that I think are really the wave of the future, for this hobby is you're publishing and printing at home. You're using nothing but, real, live writers and artists, and and
Absolutely.
you're encouraging others to join in on it as well. And it is a very, both a cosmopolitan view of like bringing everybody together, and it's also almost a philanthropic, approach of, and then let them take it and bring it out there with their own things as well. So it's an incredible
so
look at what you guys are doing.
so if you don't mind, since I know we're probably getting close on time, do you want to bring up the PDF of the part of the consortium's book, and we can
Yeah,
let
so I
Michael?
will, because
Yep,
the other one, so that would be the
consortium's read ahead.
sample,
The
Yes,
read ahead
that's it.
PDF.
consortiums sample and read ahead.
Correct.
That's the one. Okay, so let's see. And nope, that's not it. That's just the image, I think.
No, it should be, yeah, it should be a PDF file, and it'll have everything. Yeah,
All right, yeah, let me find that.
it's called, you had it, it's the read ahead sample. It does say
It says sample read ahead.
PDF. Yep,
Yeah.
consortium sample read ahead.
When
Yep.
maybe this is it. Oh, there it
Yeah,
is. There it
yeah.
is. I was just clicking on the image again. So all right, got it here. And now I will go to
And then we can let Michael talk about it.
let me close that. And okay. So now let's share. And there we go.
All right.
There it is.
So these are some sample pages from the book, and you'll be able to see the page number, so you get a decent sense of what's in it and the composition. Yes,
Right.
and
I can
very much
enlarge
how to
it
make.
here.
Yeah.
I think it works better
Okay.
if I enlarge it here.
Yeah, there you
Um,
go. Yeah, it does look
yeah.
better that way.
And then you should be able to see it better. Yeah, a little bit better.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll
So
try one more time. There we go.
we
And
divide it up into, we give an introduction to explain the purpose of a consortium, and by whatever word you want to call it. We found that the word consortium, it feels very modern, but gives a sense of profoundness to the topic, and also isn't as vague or generic as the term, say, institutions or institutes
Or organizations,
or
right?
organizations,
Organizations,
right?
yeah.
And these synonyms are all perfectly fine to use for the discussion, and we bounce around them to give that feel throughout. But the idea is that we wanted to explore how you can bring these into your campaign world, into your storytelling, your writing, because you've seen TV shows ranging from Game of Thrones to just about anything else you can imagine. Over time, these institutes, these centers, they form a kind of a center of gravity for your plot development, for handing out the infamous, we saw a strange character in the dark corner of the tavern where we all just met today, and now we're going to go on a quest. This gives you ways to really bring that to life and make it feel kind of more natural and more organic to the processes and to the characters, because you'll be able to tie in all these things to your characters and to the world, which provides an input or an interface point for those players to go and explore. If they really want to find out, like, oh well, who could possibly help me craft this item? Well, there's a good chance there's someone in a guild who has the expertise or can at least point you there. Maybe start introducing some favors back and forth, and make those rewards things that aren't just yet another +2 magic sword. No, it's trading favors with centers of power, like a secret society, who can point you to whatever the next stage in your quest for power, or saving the world, whatever the case may be. And yes, please keep going through.
Yeah.
You'll see the introduction to the different
Mhm.
consortiums that we will be introducing, with a little quick blurb about each.
Mhm.
And by the way, we picked very clear fonts and font size, so it's easy to read. So if you have it in front of you, it actually reads really well. It's not small text. We also thought about that because, you know.
Absolutely. And then, starting from the very next page, we get into the development chapter. So we have our introduction chapter that helps explain why we're introducing this concept. Then we go into parts of the development. This is just one aspect, just describing who the leadership are, or who the leader is, depending on the type of organization,
Right.
what they bring to the table, how they affect its growth, its direction. And obviously things tend to come from top down in a lot of ways, in a lot of structures, and that can influence just how the organization builds its relationships with others and individuals. We do provide charts and lists, but we go into a definition. We don't just throw a word at you. We give you a definition of why this might matter, or how this might present itself. And throughout the pages, we also carefully describe, okay, hey, you can mix and match these to your heart's content. Are you looking for something more common and realistic, or are you looking for something that is truly out there? And we go into this with many, many categories across those 4 pillars. Inside of each of those 4 pillars, we're going to describe different aspects of how this organization came to be and why it will matter to your world. So now you've gone to our first example, our examples. We're going to cover
Right.
one of the guilds, the Astrologers Guild. We have some lovely graphics to show in the Xendria campaign setting how impactful are they upon the world, and you get this quick at a glance version through that graphic, as well as a description. But
Yeah.
then when we go down into the actual text that talks about it, and of course with beautiful accompanying artwork to continue,
Mhm.
we're going to break down every one of those pillars down into, for your history, what was the event that caused them to come to pass? Who was the founder, and why was the event so profound for them? What events, depending upon how old the organization is, have really guided how they are currently? And by giving them goals, it's much like creating a character,
Mhm.
except the character is now an entire institution, but it gives the GM some guidelines and ways to show it off to the players, who can then, when they talk to it, it doesn't feel like old school video game, go up to shopkeep, hit the buy button, I bought the latest item and I walked away, have a great day. No, there's more interaction here. And all of the factors that you see here, I have handwritten, but they came from the concepts that I'm trying to teach in the development chapter.
Right. I mean, this is so in depth too. I mean, it's just incredible. You have everything in
Thank you.
here, from their titles and ranks and services, and just other visuals, and just those graphs are, the
Right.
graphs to show like the different complexities. I mean, this is
And you can see,
such a great thing to see, like, the comparisons next to each other. So you
right,
get a very, very clear differentiation between the two that is just fast and easy to
boom,
pick up on.
right, takes
So
no
it's like,
effort to implement.
yeah,
And
it's just
thank you for pointing that
unbelievable.
out. Absolutely. And you'll notice that this extends from pages 119 to 127. That's how many
So,
pages you get from one consortium. That's
yeah,
one.
See,
There are
which we
14.
yeah, and the reason this is a big deal is because I don't know how many times I've seen on a Kickstarter or on DM's Guild or even Drive Through RPG, someone says, yeah, 100 factions, they'll call it up. And then you'll get it, and it'll be like 10 pages, and it's literally just a faction, a name, this, a sentence, a paragraph, and that's it. I mean, there's no depth to it. So, but no, the whole point is,
And they're
because
great
these are living,
brainstorming
breathing
start
things,
points.
and all those adventures are tied in. So all the adventures actually utilize and tie all of these different consortiums into them and into the world. So right out of the gate, you get a way to use it. And what I tell people is, hey, if you've got your own world and you don't want to do the Xendria world, you can take this consortiums book and drop it in your world and actually put it in there.
And then this is a map of that organization's headquarters. Each consortium gets its own map to describe a central point of infrastructure in the group, where they might gather, where they might do trade, rituals, whatever. It'll be dependent upon the type of organization. So in this case, this is a very public guild where people can come and visit and ask for help or guidance. Political powers come and talk to them about how a war might go in or not in their favor. And then obviously continuing the artwork and all the relationships, how they interact with the other guilds and the other factions that are in their same region. How far does their influence extend throughout the world? Is it relegated to just a city? Is it a whole continent or the entire world?
So let me, I'll stop sharing now. I'll bring us back to
okay.
three of us here. And you were going to say something? I'm sorry, Agile.
Oh, I was just going to say one thing I want to tell everybody is that we are very, very thankful to do this, the time, the investment, everything we've done to this, is because this hobby means the world to me. Even though people see me everywhere, it's because I love the hobby. I love the community. There's so much good that comes from it. Working with veterans and the fact that TTRPGs are being used now at the Veterans Administration with veterans with therapeutic GMs and counselors to help people with PTSD and the like. There's so much good, but the thing is, this gaming and this thing, and by the way, Michael is my son, and I had him rolling dice at 3 years old, and I'm very proud of what he's done. He's written for other people before, and we've both done stuff in the hobby, but this was a chance to come back and give something back too, because this hobby has saved my life on a number of occasions, and I'm not afraid to admit that and open up about that, because I went through a lot of stuff being an anti-terrorist in the Middle East and Africa and doing other things like that. I've seen a lot of cruddy in the world, and this gaming and this hobby has given a lot back to me, and I know it means a lot to different people. And so myself, my son, Dave, my best friend, who's also a veteran, is involved in it, daughter-in-law, Eli, who's involved, and then other friends like Mead Humble, one of the leading copy editor, line editors in the industry. She's on this. Behan, Rick Hershey, people like Brandon Crilly, who've written for Kobold and Paizo and them. We have a lot of people who've done work all throughout the industry that are on our team. Behan, a phenomenal artist. My friend Milton, who I work with the maps on, who is just an amazingly gifted, talented person. We brought a group of people together, and it's a family, and we want to make a difference. And like I said, we want to give back. So when you see the Kickstarter, we're going to talk about our give and take model, which is we want to give back. And while we're asking you to spend money on this, and we would be honored and privileged if you bought this stuff, but please know that you can take it and do what you want with it, and hopefully make some money yourself if you want to create, or if you want to come to us and you want to get published. That's the other thing we help people do. We want to help you be successful too, because at the end of the day, I owe so much to this hobby, and I'm so grateful and thankful, because my dream here is to leave a legacy for my son and my family and all this, because with an accident that happened a while back that cost me my life twice and getting brought back to life twice, it gave me a whole new appreciation for life and time, and realizing, boy, I better get busy on this, because who knows if I'm going to have much time left. But I just want to thank you, Richard. You've always been nice to us, and I'm just grateful for all of you people that are taking time to look at this, and I can tell. Oh, and by the way, we didn't even mention all the VTT stuff we're giving, the STL files, the audio files, the support for Roll20 and for Foundry. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff we didn't even cover. But the bottom line is, we're giving way more than what we're actually selling. We're selling 2 things, and we're giving away dozens of things as part of this because we want to hit it. We want to hit it right, and we want to show everybody that Fantasy Companion Workshops is about giving to the hobby, and by you buying, you're blessing us in this by that, and we're thankful for that.
We want people to help us continue, but we want to make sure the value proposition we give out is much higher.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's like a full court press on just giving out so much, in one Kickstarter, and just so many different things you can do with this. And it's just like I said, it's not just source books, it's toolkits. It's not just toolkits, it's
It's a workshop.
VTT,
It's meant to be
it's
class.
VTT resources that you can use. You have all three options of how you get it, whether it be hardcover, soft cover, and digital, and combining that up as well. Yeah, it is just an unbelievable package of
Thank you.
things, and you can all see the art is phenomenal. The layout is very clear and very precise, and well organized, and you can just pick up and just from the few pages we looked through, you can tell that in a book. So each book is what, like a little over 200 pages?
No, the World Book's bigger. It's more.
World Book's much bigger.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's because with the maps and images in there, we're moving closer to the 300 range for that kind of book.
Okay.
But yeah, and I say that because we know how much writing and everything we put in it, but because we haven't finished layout will be the one will make the final decision. So I just say, yeah, you're looking at around 300, but give or take a couple pages. So, yep.
Yeah, that's going to be phenomenal.
And
All right, and again, let's remind everybody. So this is supposed to go May 12th.
May 12th, Tuesday, May 12th. Yeah, because we were working with Troller Games, our partner, on some other stuff because there's launches and so we're trying to. So we ended up getting a meeting because we had some conflict on things getting kickstarted. We were originally going to do April 7th, but we decided to make an adjustment because they're going to launch something that day. Then we're going to launch our stuff, and take it from there. So yeah, so you'll hear a lot about it as we get closer to that. We're going to keep people informed, but we're really excited about it. And here's what I can tell you. I will say this: Troller Games is very happy because they want to see more things out there that will work with Castle Crusades, but also they were so enamored with some of our work and quality of our artwork, they actually came to us and said, "Hey, would you mind introducing us to some of your artists and some of your people? We'd like to consider using them." And so, fortunately, because we're a family, we look out for each other. I was able to get our part of our freelance team more work that way by sharing.
Right.
So yeah.
And that's one of the critical things about our stance about no AI is we can go and seek out not only established artists but also help give new artists a shot and then help them find even more.
Yeah.
Well, and for those who may have followed, Troller Games recently did their Adventure Spellbook release, and actually we're part of that. We're the ones creating the spell cards for it. And Rich, because you were involved in some of that. So yeah. So that's another exciting thing. So like I said, we've been working with timing around everyone's different releases, but it's going well.
All right, and we have so May 12th. So it's actually it is 61 days away from today. Yeah. So it's really perfectly designed and set up here. And really looking forward to it. And going to spread the word. If once it launches, all right, I'm going to have both of you on. Eli, if she's available, come on as well, and we'll go through the whole thing, really pushing the
Absolutely.
Kickstarter. Once it does launch, and then we'll do follow-ups after.
That'd be great.
After we start getting it in our hands,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
which
Yep.
you said
Yeah.
will be pretty quickly. And that's another key thing I wanted to point out, while you were going through it. But the toughest thing about creating a Kickstarter, for especially people that are doing it for the first time or whatever, they don't think that they need to have, more than 60% of the project done already.
I
And
know.
that is a death trap. All right. I mean, that is the key for not being able to, finish off the project. And, one of the things that, I kept on hearing the more successful people saying is, no, if you're not ready to put it out there, and like the writing isn't done already, and all you need to do is maybe the art or the layout and stuff like that. But you guys are already ahead of that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, all our
Yeah.
art's even done. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're even ahead of that, and so that is just an impressive
Yeah.
thing, and it is the right way to go, so that you will not fall into that trap of
Exactly.
oh geez, we don't have enough money to finish the
Yeah.
project, or it's going to take us another 10 years to finish the project because
and I so agree with you, because Richard, one of the things that I'll just say, after supporting 410 Kickstarters and 57 backer kit projects, because this hobby means a ton to me, I've learned a lot by watching that and working with
Yeah.
those creators, because a lot of those creators I know, many of them are friends of mine or contacts over the years, and watching them, you learn a lot about the good, bad, and ugly, and we want to focus on the good and avoid the bad and ugly.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's an incredible thing to see, like, people who genuinely care, and then they fall into the reality, that, Kickstarter is a challenge, or any of the other ones too, like Backer Kid or any of them. They're it's pretty much you're taking a lot of risk, and that's the other thing that I really want to praise, any creator out there, like every creator out there that's going out and, they're publishing something for the first time, or convention organizers that are organizing their first convention,
Right.
and what a monumental task and risks that, you have to have the right mindset to take those kinds of risks and everything. And then once you carry it through and you get it across that finish line, it's just a really impressive thing.
Absolutely. Well, we like to think that over at FCW, we have a pretty good project management system set up to make sure that our projects stay focused and get all the steps done. And I think it really paid off for us here in working on this, because again, as you can tell, it was a two-pronged project, two
Right.
books that had to be constantly in tandem with one another, constantly verified and checked. And every little piece of that was then going to come together again in the adventures, and half of the adventures are already done.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
other half are just looking at artwork right now and then layout. So
Right.
Yeah, and those are all based on rewards. So the nice thing is, when we're
Yeah.
done, once we launch the Kickstarter, the only thing we'll really be working on are the stretch goal items
that's
Right.
it.
that we don't have, that we haven't finished yet. But
Yeah.
yeah, so we feel good, and this is really, really appreciate this.
Yeah, thank you for
I'm
having us.
excited, but I am also very humbled by all this, because it's taken a lot. It's taken a lot to get here, and it's very exciting, and we're going to do our best. But I want to say, for those out there, Richard's seen our PMO and collaboration site. It's very professional. We run this. We work it with our partners alike. But if you end up coming back and wanting to build stuff and create stuff, and you want us to help you get published or produced, you'll be invited into that, and we'll share everything with you, and you can, and we'll be there to support you and give you a place to organize and do all your work and protect it. We also have one of the leading TTRPG law firms in the industry. I mean, they've bought WotC, it's Premack, Rogers and Downs, and their whole practice is gaming and IP and artists. So all the legal help and all that support, all that we'll bring all that to the table to help any aspiring creators if they want to. Just ask us, because we really want to keep the hobby moving, because the OGL brought a new life to it, because it created a whole new spark in creators to say, wait a minute, we got to get going again. And now we're seeing a lot of great stuff come out from it.
Absolutely.
Now, Isira, let me ask you, your Discord channel is a public channel as well, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, we've got one called FCW. We've got to start doing more with it. I'll be candid. We've spent our time building the product, not trying to market ourselves, because we said build's more important. We'll market later. So
Exactly,
yes, we have a channel, but you can find me, Agile Monk, on Discord. You can find Agile Monk on all the socials out there, and but yes, but Fantasy Fan Workshops, we're starting to finally get the business side of it out there too, now that we've got all this stuff done.
We're so busy wanting to make sure that we created a very high quality offering that we were like, oh wait, we have to do the rest.
Yeah. Well, no, it's good that you focused on, the primary goal is to get a product out there, and then the rest can fill in. And like commentators said in the very, very beginning, I mean, Agile Monk, we see Agile everywhere, so it's like that's not he's not a hard person to reach if you're looking to chat with him, so that's definitely out there.
Absolutely. Any other questions?
Would you like to take us home, Rich? And
so we are going to so we're going to do a final wrap. I will move to I'll move back to this one. It doesn't really matter. So anyway, Michael and Agile Monk, let's take this over the finish line. So we are looking at May 12th. So be on the lookout for announcements before the 12th. I will, definitely bring it up on the 12th. Now, always that day of launch, I'm not going to, unless you guys want to come on and do like a launch party, but usually you guys are so kind of into your own, like, just watching it take place and everything. But certainly within the first day or two, or certainly within that first 72 hours, I'd like to have you both on, and we'll do a big push then, because that first 72 hours, for those that want to get some of the, the expanded, items that are in there for being an early signer on, you're going to have to fight us, for the top 5. I want to see who's going to be the first 5,
Well, I do want to share this, because I'm sure people are asking, well, what's this going to cost? And I think you're going to be quite amazed, because you can get both softcover books and the digital PDFs for $65. You can get both hardbound books and the PDFs for $75.
Yeah, that's for both books.
That's literally the price of one book from a certain company right now.
Right.
So hopefully that makes it a little more exciting too there,
and more accessible, we know.
More accessible.
No, those are great pricing structures there. Hey, Erudite, how's it going? And good evening to you too. And thank you for all of your support, and just coming in and the various chats and everything. So all of you, it's over there. It's great to see everybody that's coming on. And I know this is prime time, so there might not be as many people watching it now, but there will certainly be a lot more people over the next, especially once this thing goes live, I want to call it. You have to wait for it to go live on YouTube or whatnot. So that usually takes about 18 hours or so before it actually finishes transitioning over to a video form of it. And that's where it gets a lot more views as well. But this is a Wednesday night, and a lot of people are playing games tonight too. So it's like, so there's a lot of gaming going on Wednesday nights.
Nope, we're just thrilled. We're just
Yeah.
thrilled to
We're
be
so
on.
excited.
So yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I am going to I'm going to let you guys maybe finish off on just one more thought. So I'll go with each of you. So Michael, any last parting?
Absolutely.
Um,
So we actually saw the playbook from Agile for the Xendria book, but we didn't talk about the supplementary book that I'll also be offering on the consortium side, which is there's also going to be a workbook that will accompany the primary book that is going to walk a person through. Hey, it's not just a bunch of blank. There will be blank sheets in the PDF so you can fill it out, but it's hey, go through these items with us, get through the brainstorming session, get through the how to go from brainstorm to picking a category and then turning that into a sentence, turning that sentence into a fully formed idea. And we're going to help people walk through that whole concept so they feel like, hey, I'm getting a legitimate class on doing this. And we will extrapolate all of the steps that I went through for one of the consortiums into that format and then give everyone the write-up and tools that they can go, okay, I want to fill this all out, hand it to my players. This is the player read ahead. Oh, these are my notes for the side, off and ready to go, and it'll be like a snap.
wow. Yeah.
and I just want to close with I can promise you that you're going to get far more than you paid for. And when you see the Kickstarter, I think that'll become pretty clear. And we're just grateful and thankful to all of you for taking time out of your life and to listen to
Thank you
this.
for
And
listening.
we surely think that we're bringing something wonderful to the community and the hobby. And we're just, like I said, it's just a very humbling experience, and I'm totally grateful for it. So, thankful to everybody and blessings to all of you out there in the world of the gaming community, a place that I love and just adore, seriously.
And we'll leave it at that. So thank you, gentlemen, for coming on. And thank you, everybody in the chat, for following along. For those of you that said that you hit the follow and the alert buttons and everything so
Thank
that
you
you
so
get
much.
notice as soon as the Kickstarter goes live. I will be in the same boat as you, probably just waiting there for that, that first few minutes of launch because, I want to be in the top 5, the first 5. So definitely want to sit there and back it as well. And yes, absolutely. Everybody involved is a class act. I mean, just great people and just a great vision for a publisher and just what you're looking to do for the hobby is just incredible. So really impressed with it, and thank you guys and everyone else. Thank you for joining in. And I am going to switch and just leave the picture of the Kickstarter up over here. And so here you go. So this is what you're looking for. You're looking for Wondrous and Dangerous Consortiums and the world setting and lore guide of Xendria. And that is put out by Fantasy Companion Workshops. So thank you all. And I will come back here for one last time and then hit end of stream. Will be about 3 seconds or so while we're still on there. So